Section 1.3, Fractions. Learning Objectives. By the end of this section, you will be able to 1. Simplify fractions. 2. Multiply and divide fractions. 3. Add and subtract fractions. 4. Use the order of operations to simplify fractions. 5. Evaluate variable expressions with fractions. Be prepared. 1.3. A more thorough introduction to the topics covered in this section can be found in the Elementary Algebra 2E chapter, Foundations. 1.3.1. Simplify fractions. A fraction is a way to represent parts of a whole. The fraction 2/3 represents 2 of 3 equal parts. See Figure 1.5. In the fraction 2/3, the 2 is called the numerator and the 3 is called the denominator. The line is called the fraction bar. Figure 1.5. In the circle 2/3 of the circle is shaded 2 of the 3 equal parts. A fraction. A fraction is written a/b, where b not equal to 0, and a is the numerator, and b is the denominator. A fraction represents parts of a whole. The denominator b is the number of equal parts the whole has been divided into, and the numerator a indicates how many parts are included. Fractions that have the same value are equivalent fractions. The equivalent fractions property allows us to find equivalent fractions and also simplify fractions. B. Equivalent fractions property. If a, b, and c are numbers where b not equal to 0, c not equal to 0, then a over b equals a dot c divided by b dot c, and a dot c divided by b dot c equals a over b. A fraction is considered simplified if there are no common factors, other than 1, in its numerator and denominator. For example, 2/3 is simplified because there are no common factors of 2 and 3. 10/15 is not simplified because 5 is a common factor of 10 and 15. We simplify, or reduce, a fraction by removing the common factors of the numerator and denominator. A fraction is not simplified until all common factors have been removed. If an expression has fractions, it is not completely simplified until the fractions are simplified. Sometimes it may not be easy to find common factors of the numerator and denominator. When this happens, a good idea is to factor the numerator and the denominator into prime numbers. Then divide out the common factors using the equivalent fractions property. Example 1.24. How to simplify a fraction. Simplify -315 over 770. Solution. Step 1. Rewrite the numerator and denominator to show the common factors. If needed, use a factor tree. Rewrite 315 and 770 as the product of the primes. -315 over 770. -3.3.5.7, all divided by 2.5.7.11. Step 2. Simplify using the equivalent fractions property by dividing out common factors. Mark the common factors 5 and 7. -3.3.5.7, all divided by 2.5.7.11. Divide out the common factors. -3.3, all divided by 2.11. Step 3. Multiply the remaining factors if necessary. -9 over 22. Try it. 1.47. Simplify. -69 over 120. Try it. 1.48. Simplify. 120 over 192. We now summarize the steps you should follow to simplify fractions. How to simplify a fraction. Step 1. Rewrite the numerator and denominator to show the common factors. If needed, factor the numerator and denominator into prime numbers first. Step 2. Simplify using the equivalent fractions property by dividing out common factors. Step 3. Multiply any remaining factors. 1.3.2. Multiply and divide fractions. Many people find multiplying and dividing fractions easier than adding and subtracting fractions. To multiply fractions, we multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. A. Fraction multiplication. If A, B, C, and D are numbers where B not equal to 0 and D not equal to 0, then A over B dot C over D equals A, C over B, D. To multiply fractions, multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. When multiplying fractions, the properties of positive and negative numbers still apply, of course. It is a good idea to determine the sign of the product as the first step. In example 1.25, we will multiply a negative by a negative, so the product will be positive. When multiplying a fraction by an integer, it may be helpful to write the integer as a fraction. Any integer, a, can be written as a over 1. So, for example, 3 equals 3 over 1. Example 1.25. Multiply negative 12 over 5 times, open parenthesis, negative 20x, closed parenthesis. Solution. The first step is to find the sign of the product. Since the signs are the same, the product is positive. Negative 12 over 5 times, open parenthesis, negative 20x, closed parenthesis. Determine the sign of the product. The signs are the same, so the product is positive. 12 over 5 times, open parenthesis, 20x, closed parenthesis. Write 20x as a fraction. 12 over 5 times, open parenthesis, 20x, over 1, closed parenthesis. Multiply 12 dot 20x, all divided by 5 dot 1. Rewrite 20 to show the common factor 5 and divide it out. 12 dot 4 dot 5 dot x, all divided by 5 dot 1. Simplify. 48x. Try at 1.49. Multiply 11 over 3 times, open parenthesis, negative 9a, closed parenthesis. Try at 1.50. Multiply 13 over 7 times, open parenthesis, negative 14b, closed parenthesis. Now that we know how to multiply fractions, we are almost ready to divide. Before we can do that, we need some vocabulary. The reciprocal of a fraction is found by inverting the fraction, placing the numerator in the denominator, and the denominator in the numerator. The reciprocal of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. Since 4 is written in fraction form as 4 over 1, the reciprocal of 4 is 1 over 4. To divide fractions, we multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second. B. Fraction division. If A, B, C, and D are numbers, where B not equal to 0, C not equal to 0, and D not equal to 0, then A over B divided by C over D equals A over B dot D over C. To divide fractions, we multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second. We need to say B not equal to 0, C not equal to 0, and D not equal to 0, to be sure we don't divide by 0. Example 1.26. Find the quotient. Negative 7 over 18, all divided by, open parenthesis, negative 14 over 27, closed parenthesis. Solution. Negative 7 over 18, all divided by, open parenthesis, negative 14, over, 27, closed parenthesis. To divide, multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second. Negative 7, over, 18, times, open parenthesis, negative 27, over, 14, closed parenthesis. Determine the sign of the product and then multiply. 7, 27, all divided by, 18, 14. Rewrite showing common factors. 7, 9, 3, all divided by, 9, 2, 7, 2. Remove common factors. 3 over, 2, 2. Simplify. 3 over, 4. Try at 1.51. Divide. Negative 7, over, 27, all divided by, open parenthesis, negative 35, over, 36, closed parenthesis. Try at 1.52. Divide. Negative 5, over, 14, all divided by, open parenthesis, negative 15, over, 28, closed parenthesis. The numerators or denominators of some fractions contain fractions themselves. A fraction in which the numerator or the denominator is a fraction is called a complex fraction. C. Complex fraction. A complex fraction is a fraction in which the numerator or the denominator contains a fraction. Some examples of complex fractions are 6 over 7 divided by 3, 3 over 4 divided by 5 over 8, x over 2 divided by 5 over 6. To simplify a complex fraction, remember that the fraction bar means division. For example, the complex fraction 3 over 4 divided by 5 over 8 means 3 over 4 divided by 5 over 8. Example 1.27. Simplify. X over 2 divided by xy over 6. Solution. X over 2 divided by xy over 6. Rewrite as division. X over 2 divided by xy over 6. Multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second. X over 2 6 over xy. Multiply. X 6 divided by 2 xy. Look for common factors. X 3 2 divided by 2 x y. Divide common factors and simplify. 3 over y. Try at 1.53. Simplify. A over 8 divided by a b over 6. Try at 1.54. Simplify. P over 2 divided by p q over 8.